I've always thought of the devil as an amazing teacher. For a reasonable span of my life, I was obsessed with getting to know about God and ultimately myself. And as narcissistic as that may sound, I think a crucial part of being human is to get to know yourself. So, the journey to find myself started off as discovering what I liked and admired. That was around the time I got introduced to the whole genre of self-improvement and the concept of drastically changing your life in a positive way. However, I initially headed down the unclear direction of setting random goals, following role models I looked up to, who had completely different lives and objectives. But that didn't matter much, as I really enjoyed learning tons of new things and devoted my entire life on building something off of those things. And soon enough, I came to the realization that all of this is meaningless. Yet it all seemed to overlap on this one thing. And so I had to search to look what it was. Once I did that, everything started to slowly fall into place. I reckoned how meaningless it was to try to become perfect in a world that is imperfect. How little hope so many of us have, despite all our efforts. How difficult it is to rest and find solace, even when we think we have it all. How difficult it is to be satisfied with a human instinct that never stops wanting more. How external things can never fulfill you. How most of us misunderstand peace and happiness. How many of us are still stuck in a rut for so long. How each of us believes something deeply. How many of us are misunderstood. How we fail in an attempt to act on our own accord. And even worse, succeed to delude ourselves. You can see the pattern if you repeat those words back to you. Whenever someone tries to create and play by their own rules, it does not work, or it might perfectly blind them of the truth. Now if you look at the grand example of this, Satan, he wanted to become God, but ended up with the distortion of what God is, and tainted his creation in the process. So, things that are godly, he distorted them into evil. By doing so, he brought his own end. But this isn't even the worst thing. What's even more scary than living a lie is to believe in it until you die and never be shown the truth. After I looked back, I saw things that Satan was using to distract me. We indulge in them, unbeknownst that there is a greater meaning behind them. For me, that is Jesus, who is God, and God is love. And I pray that you find your own meaning. God bless.